TGL this week. My pick was LAGC. I was backing my boy Tommy Fleetwood. And here's the issue. I backed him for the players, did not do well.
No.
Then I backed him for TGL, and the first place seeded team is just out. I would like to apologize first and foremost for the devastating curse that I put on LAGC and Tommy Fleetwood himself. I feel terrible about it. From the picks we made last week, do we remember who picked who and where we're at in these standings right now? Josh, go ahead.
I had Atlanta.
Okay, so you're doing good so far.
Gary, we gave him New York.
We did because they were fourth place, fourth seed, and we're like, well, screw Gary, he's not here.
100%.
So that worked out great for you.
And then I had
the Bay.
You had the Bay.
Well, Rich, we're out.
Yeah, completely.
And it's wild because the Bay was, they went by the only undefeated team in TGL until they had their first loss a couple weeks ago. And then more importantly, the next loss followed by, right here in the playoffs. Not good timing.
Well, in watching the first game with LA and New York, Tommy had a terrible putting session.
And he's such a great all-around player. And to see like one very important aspect just completely fall off when it matters most.
It was absolutely. I mean, he had some great pitching, around the green, some great shots.
We saw him blast the pin.
Yes, almost a hole in one.
And I think they said that was like the first, like from the tee, direct pin, shot, whatever.
He's also the only one to get a hole in one during practice.
Dude's dialed
for sure. Just could not hit a putt.
Why he's the best that ever's won yet?
Has there even been an eagle at TGL yet?
I believe so.
There's been a couple.
Yeah, because like Adam Scott had from 275 to like 2 feet one time. I watched it.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely haven't seen an albatross.
No
albatrosses.
Not yet.
I mean, what I feel like is as this plays out, we're going to start over time. Enough shots are going to be hit. We're going to see some wild stuff. Because how many near hole-in-ones have we had where, I mean, it hits behind the cup,
like
it rolls back and just barely skims the edge of the cup. It's like, just go in.
Tom Kim was the one that almost lit that candle.
And
Tom Kim, yeah.
I feel like I want to be in the room when that hole-in-one happens.
Yeah.
I feel like that
just
place is going to go
just
nuts.
Thrown
My
everywhere.
goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of hammers, I feel like there was, especially during the Los Angeles, New York, there was some great strategy going on with the hammers.
Yeah.
As far as, like LA threw a hammer early and New York's like, wait, no, let's not accept it. And they forfeited a point because they had the 2-point lead.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and give up this point because it doesn't matter. Because if we give them 2, then they have a chance to catch up. And like, I thought it was really cool. And then LA was holding on to their hammers. They had 2 hammers left at the end, threw it at the right time, but Tommy couldn't hit a putt.
Well, you see like in other sports where, the coaches and stuff really take the rules and build this like really advanced strategy around the rules. I feel like we're already starting to get into the early phases of that. But I also feel like as additional seasons play out, we're going to start to see things where it's like, oh, that's different gameplay. That's a whole new way to use this new hammer policy, if you will.
You know what LA's got that nobody else got is Sahith Legala's Caddie helping them because like they're coming in and doing 2.5-hour practices before these guys even show up, and like he's like dead serious. He's like, we want to win, so we're doing everything possible to win.
I think Tommy should have brought his caddy. I don't know what happened back there.
Wasn't Sahith's caddy the main caddy in full swing?
Yeah, he had a big feature in that. And I love the moment. It was sort of the end of the season last year after the FedEx Cup that Sahith bought his caddy his dream watch.
That's fun.
And there was this whole thing and it played out. I don't know if I saw it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it was, but he took a moment to say some really special words about him. Like, dude, I wouldn't be here without you. Like, this isn't just about the way I'm playing. It's about our team and our relationship. So I got you this. And he opens it up and you could see the dude was just in complete disbelief. It was a Rolex, but it was a very particular one that he had just been dreaming of. And it was sort of on his wish list. And Sahith had a fantastic year last year. And he goes, you know what, dude, you deserve this, completely and totally for everything you do.
What that thing costs? Because we could look it up and stuff.
I saw in the comments that it was like maybe in like the 40 to 50K range. Pretty solid watch. I mean, obviously we know watches go through the moon. I think Bubba Watson wears like a $325,000 watch
500.
like regularly.
Yeah.
Is it a $500,000 watch? Jesus. Like just whizzing around with a Lambo on your wrist. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do. I love those dynamics. The other one you see is Hideki Matsuyama brings his caddy. Although I do believe that he plays two parts, one other as an interpreter for him because he does speak very little English and his caddy sort of bridges that gap for him. But I wonder, are we going to get to a point where these guys all have their caddies out there? The team's growing. The bench is getting huge. They got everybody's got their own guy on the bag.
Maybe next season.
You know, like shooting distance
quiet
for
sign
them.
up there.
Yeah.
The screen, it always reads the exact same because they're at the screen.
It's still 79
This
yards
says
to the
60.
screen.
That says 100.
Did you guys see during the Atlanta Drive and the Bay match? They were all saying, yeah, we got Wyndham texting us, calling us, telling us what to do with the hammer and when to do it with the hammer. We're like, we got it. And of course they didn't.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To me, that shows that they want to be there. They want to be in the round. They want to play. They want to compete. I mean, these guys, any professional level athlete has that thing in them, that drive to win that is so far above the common person. And I love that Wyndham's just blowing him up. Like, but what if he's like in real time? Like, who's got their phones? Hammer right now. What are we doing?
Well,
But, yeah, go ahead.
it's I can't believe the Bay lost. So I didn't get to watch much of that playoff. But I mean, with Lugberg and Minwoo Lee's been like lights out.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe that they didn't beat him.
Well, and then Minwoo Lee missed a few short, very makeable putts.
Well, you guys got to realize, too, Justin Thomas is red hot coming off of beating the creator champion.
True.
Josh referencing the Grant Horvat, winner of the Creator Classic, Wednesday, the day before the Players, taking on Grant Horvat on his YouTube channel, and of course, taking a win from Mr. YouTube himself.
I'm sure you're talking about that clip where JT was just like talking the most amount of crap. He's like, oh man, this is a hard one. Talking to his caddy, no, this is gonna be easy. Like this is gonna be great.
I just want to make sure that he feels like he has a chance.
He's like, yeah, this match is over.